Something I see come up quite often in some of the groups I'm a member of is different people asking for opinions on what camera they should buy. So I thought I'd entitle this little video blog, Don't Buy Any Camera, and I should have really added until ... And the reason I say that is that if you are thinking about buying a camera, there's two reasons for it. One is you don't have a camera, or you're maybe investing in your first, let's say, serious camera, something like a DSLR or a mirrorless, somewhere where you can exchange lenses and all this kind of thing. So that's one scenario. The second is you've already been taking photographs for some time, but you're not happy with the results you're getting from your current equipment. So let's just take the first scenario first of all. I would suggest that most people in that scenario, where they're going up to their first serious camera, probably don't know what kind of photographs they really want to take. They're still in that very much experimenting phase. So my suggestion to you is really two things. One, don't buy something very expensive, and if you do buy something, regard it as a camera and a camera kit perhaps, because you'll probably have the camera body, a couple of lenses, maybe some other bits and pieces, but don't buy too much at this stage, because you may, in fact I would say the chances are highly likely that you will find it has a lot of shortcomings and you want to change to something else, and that will get you to scenario two. But with scenario one, just get something that either isn't very expensive or something that you can sell on quite easily, or ideally both, because the chances are you're not going to keep that camera set up for very long. Now, that really takes us to the second scenario where you've already been taking photographs for a while. And here it's different, because by now there are reasons why you're not happy with your current equipment, and a good thing to do is to write those reasons down. So what are the cons of the equipment you're currently using, and also what are the pros? What do you like about it? Because if you write those two things down, that will help you determine what do you need in your next camera. In addition to those two columns, if you like to think of it that way, write down what's missing. What are the things that you want to use when you go to take a photograph and that camera just can't do it for you? Now, it might be the particular lens options you have, it might be maybe the way the autofocus is, maybe there's a limit to the way you can set the camera up, or maybe you just don't like the way it handles, in which case my suggestion is that you try some other makes out or other different models to see if they're any better. So that's the primary part of that second scenario. You'll end up with a list of things that are good about what you're currently using. You'll have a list of what's missing, and add the good and the what's missing together, and that's what you need in your next camera. So I know for me, one of the issues when I last changed cameras was that I just wasn't happy with the resolution I was getting on my images, and I moved up to a much bigger resolution camera. And that was partly because the one I'd bought at the time was sort of top of the range back then, but 5 or so years had gone by and the specs had changed. So that might be a driver for you. The other thing I'd suggest, particularly if you're only just starting and buying your first setup, is that once you get serious about it, you're likely to keep your lenses longer than you keep your camera body. That may not always be the case, but that's certainly been my experience, because these days with technology, and it's not so much true now for DSLR because they're kind of at that, I'm not going to say old age, but they've kind of reached the end of their development pretty much. I don't think we'll see too many new DSLR cameras coming out. It's more likely to be mirrorless, and who knows where mirrorless will go. So get a mate that you like, the way the camera handles, because the chances are that you'll stay with that brand for some time. So that gives you your checklist. And the other thing to then bear in mind is, how does the camera handle? Have a look at one. Just try setting something up very simply. If you can get to a store, just go and try out the camera and see if you can do basic setups, the kind of things you would normally do on a menu when you're using your own camera. How intuitive is it? Have you already got to search around? Do you like the way the camera feels when you hold it? How's the weight? How's the balance? All these kind of things. But that really should be the final stage of it. And maybe at that stage you've sort of shortlisted down to 2 or 3 particular cameras that you're thinking of. And I do recommend going in and just trying them in the store. Even take a memory card with you and drop it in so you can take some pictures, take it home again and have a look, just remind yourself what you've got on each camera. So that's pretty much it for this blog. But I I hear a lot of people asking for other people's opinion, and to me it's really saying that they're not really clear about what they want. They're asking about certain people's experience, which is fair enough, but I think you can probably go most of the way without needing that. It's just if there's any doubt for any reason about a particular brand or a particular model, if you've heard something bad about it, then by all means check it out. But really that's my suggestion. Write down what's good about what you currently have, what's missing, and that pretty much gives you your spec, to be honest with you. So that's the suggestion. I'm going to stop it there, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye for now.